In this video I'm going to show you just how easy it is to make your own earring. In this case it's a pyramid earring, and we're going to personalise it with a letter A in the bottom there, but we could put any character, any font including Arabic and Hebrew, Hindi, Russian, etc. Okay, so we're going to use the application Fluid Designer for 3D printing. And what we need to do is to go to the Shapes 3D folder, and there's a number of different objects that we could use here, three-dimensional objects. I'm going to use the pyramid one, which is this one. So we just drag and drop that onto the workspace. Now we're going to make an earring out of this, and the default dimensions are a little bit too large, so I'm going to reduce it down to a cross-section diameter of 1 millimeter. I'm then going to add a Harrington font, and you can see that in the browser panel over here. So it's our Patterns Alphabet Harrington font, and I'm going to use this capital letter A here, and we need to do that by using Append. So we go to File and Append. We just go up through the menu system until you get to the Groups folder, look for Patterns Alphabet Harrington font. I want A, could of course use any, and we just append that object from the library. Now that's again a little bit too thick for an earring, so we're going to change the cross section down to 1. Now the pyramid itself, the size of it, you can change this as much as you like. I'm going to scale this down a little bit, so I'll just switch on the screencast keys. So if I press S on the keyboard, I can scale that down to a slightly smaller size. I'll just go down to about 18 millimeters there. Now when you're scaling Fluid Designer, you must always do Control A and apply the scale, and when you do that you see that the cross-sectional thickness is reapplied again. And now I just want to position the A so that it overlaps the pyramid. Now you could scale the A, you could make it bigger for example, but always remember to do Control A and apply the scale. You can scale it down if you like. Always remember to do Control A and apply the scale so that the thickness is the right value. So I'm going to leave it like that. Now the only other thing I want is a connector. So I'm just going to put a wire ring at the top here, and that's in 3D Templates Connectors. So we just go to File, Append, just go up through the menu system to Groups, go to Connectors. I'm going to use a wire connector with a 1.5 millimeter diameter hole. So there's my connector. I want to put it at the top, so first thing is R on the keyboard, X and 90, that just rotates it 90 degrees. If we just look at front view now, should be able to position it, and without any changes that sits in there quite nicely. Now because we're going to do this as an earring, it's always a good idea to check the weight of this, so I'm just going to go to Tools, Object Tools, and convert the connector to a mesh. Tools, Object Tools, convert the pyramid to a mesh. Tools, Object Tools, convert the letter A to a mesh. And just hold down the Shift key, highlight all 3 objects and join them together. So we've got one object now. And if we just open up the toolbox panel, click on 3D printing and click on volume and just pull this panel down, we can see the size of this, and it's 0.16 centimeters cubed. In other words, that's about 1.6, if you just multiply this by 10, that's about 1.6 grams. So that's perfectly acceptable as an earring. And so the only thing to do is to export it. I usually use Wavefront OBJ, but you can use STL. I exported it earlier as a personalized pyramid earring, so you export that. And you must then always go to Netfab Basic and run it through the repair procedure there. So it's just clicking on repair. I did it before. And automatic repair and execute. And apply the repair. So this one's already been done, but I can assure you it will fix it. And then you can upload it to Shapeways and get it printed. Okay, so that's it for this video. Good luck.